How y'all doing? This is Preacher Man RB, and this is another episode of Retro TV 91, and this time I'm reviewing Arrow Season 5, Episode 23, and season finale of Season 5. What happens on this week's episode in flashback scenes, Kolar is trying to stop Oliver from getting off the island, and Oliver is running away from him, and he sets these traps for his men. He kills all his men, and Kovar's the last one to be alive. And Oliver shoots his helicopter down, and they get in a fist fight, and Oliver winds up killing Kovar, and he has a certain amount of time to get back to the front of the island. That way he can get on the boat so he can get home. So he runs and he goes to his briefcase type deal that he has his suit in, and he puts on the suit, he puts on the long wig, and he shoots the fire just like he does in the first season. And he gets on the boat and goes home, and he calls his mother and tells her that he's alive. And at first she didn't believe him, but Oliver convinces her, and he's on his way home. And that's all that happens in the flashback scenes, and this is the end of the flashback scenes for Arrow going forward. What happened in present day, Oliver and them's on the island, and Oliver lets Slade and Bitter Harkness out, and they go and with Nissa and Michael Merlin to save the rest of their team, and they find half of them, and they tell Felicity and them and Michael Merlin and Thea and William's mother to go to the airplane and to get off the island. Well, while they go to the airplane, Thea winds up stepping on a landmine, and Michael Merlin pushes her off and takes her spot, and Bitter Harkness comes in behind them and is about to attack them. Michael tells them to leave, and Malcolm, I guess, puts his foot off the landmine and sacrifices himself to save the rest of them. And they get to the airplane, but they find this C4 detonator, and it got all these antennas, and they find out that C4 is placed all around the island. And what happens is, if Adrian Chase winds up getting killed, the dead switch will go off and blow up the whole island. And Oliver goes and finds the rest of the team with Slade in this monastery on the island that Oliver ain't never been to. And Oliver makes it look like Slade betrayed him, and Slade gives Oliver to Prometheus. And Oliver and them are all chained up, and Oliver gives the device that Curtis made for Dinah Lance. It's the new Black Canary. Her name's Dinah. I can't remember. Dinah Drake or something like that. Anyway, he gives her the device, that way she can use her canary cry, because there's dampeners all over the place. And she gets them out, and this big fight ensues between Black Siren and Black Canary, and Slade versus Talia's men, and Talia versus Nissa, and Oliver versus Prometheus. And it all comes down to Oliver and Prometheus, and Oliver is contemplating on killing Prometheus, but he doesn't, and Prometheus tells him that William's dead. And then Prometheus gets away, and Oliver tells the rest of them to go find a way off the island. And Oliver follows in behind Prometheus, Adrian Chase, and they're on this boat, and Adrian Chase grabs William and tells Oliver he has to choose between William and the rest of his friends. And Oliver shoots Adrian Chase in the leg and gets William and saves him. And Adrian Chase puts a gun to his head and kills himself, and it blows up the island. And we don't know if Team Arrow and the rest of them are still alive. We don't know if they made it off the island in time, and we don't know if they're dead or not. So my question for y'all is, do y'all think the rest of the Team Arrow survived the explosion on the island? As always, Preacher Man RB signing out, guys. GG's awesome. It's been an episode of Retro TV 91. See you next time.